This is CityCast Twin Cities. I'm Sean McPherson, and here's what the cities are talking about. Tane, what is the greatest Christmas song of all time?
Judy Garland version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
That is an acceptable answer. I was ready. If you had a subpar answer, I was ready to hit you with Donny Hathaway This Christmas, but Garland knows what she's doing. Speaking of knowing what they're doing, we're talking with Tane Danger, a CityCast contributor and a man who could moderate any panel I've ever witnessed. Tane, have you ever walked in and seen a panel and gone to the organizer, I can't moderate this, this is above my pay grade, I can't handle it? Or can you truly moderate any panel?
Quite the opposite. I walk into events and I'm like, who the hell is moderating this?
Well, today on CityCast, we certainly need some moderation because we have an outrageously deep and opinionated dive into great Minnesota holiday music performances. That's with PaviElle, a CityCast contributor, and Racket owner-editor Keith Harris. We're also going to get a rundown of some great events as we round the corner towards Christmas, Kwanzaa, and New Year's. Also, happy Hanukkah to anyone who celebrates. Remember, it is a marathon, not a sprint. It is Monday. Tane, you got some events that are happening this very evening to highlight. Let me know about them.
Okay, Sean, I know that you have sort of mixed feelings about improv shows sometimes. So what if I had an improv show for you that was only half improvised? Off Book is one of my favorite shows because it is a show where they take real talented scripted actors and they pair them with improvisers. And so the scripted actors are doing actual lines that they have memorized from a serious play, and then they pair them with improvisers who have no idea what that play is or anything about it, and they have to figure it out.
Tane, you got me. Like, that's a great conceit. That's a great idea. Have you seen this show before?
I have not only seen this show, I have done this show before, actually on both sides. It is honestly one of the most fun shows because whether it goes exceedingly off the rails, it is hilarious, or those times when it actually works, your mind explodes. It's the best. And they're doing a special holiday edition of Off Book at Jungle Theater tonight, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are only $15 if you buy them ahead of time. They're $20 at the door. There's really, really funny people in this. Jen Scott, who is one of my favorite humans in the whole world. Doug Nethercott, Megan Wolf, really talented people. That's at Jungle Theater tonight. Also, I might just ask you really quick, Sean, where do you get your Swedish moose balls and pheasant egg rolls when you need them?
I do them online. I don't trust the local providers. I need to make sure I get those from out of state.
Well, if you wanted to actually support a local organization when you do your Swedish moose balls and your pheasant egg rolls, tonight is Eden Prairie Lions Club's 52nd annual wild game dinner at St. Andrew Lutheran Church. And it is going to be special because in addition to having all this wild game that you can eat, you got Mike Grant, son of famous Vikings coach Bud Grant, and Chad Hartman, son of famous journalist Sid Hartman, both giving a talk about their famous dads. That'll be really fun.
Let's take a look at Tuesday. A woman-owned bookstore in Minneapolis is celebrating one of the biggest names in literature. So what's going on Tuesday?
You are always going to be my Mr. Darcy, Sean. This is the 250th birthday of Jane Austen. And so Big Hill Books is doing a big celebration. They're going to have trivia, refreshments. They got books and gifts. Pride and Prejudice. They're actually going to show the 2005 version, which I'm sure you have strong opinions about which iteration of Pride and Prejudice film is the best. We don't have time to get into your thesis on that. It's only $15, so you can join. It's 7 p.m. RSVPs are required, though, so you can email hello@bighillbooks.com to reserve your spot.
I want to highlight a great tradition that is running throughout this week and into the next in the Twin Cities. In fact, they started on December 4th. That would be Black Nativity at the Penumbra. So that is showing on Wednesday night, but you can check out all the details at the Penumbra's website. But this is an incredible collection of some of the finest artists in Black theater and Black music in the Twin Cities. They've been doing it for 33 years. Lou Bellamy's at the helm as the director. Sanford Moore, who is just so excellent, is doing the musical direction. And I haven't heard of the choreographer before, Marciano Silva dos Santos, who hails from Brazil and is a visiting assistant professor at Macalester. But a lot of times traditions get tired, but I got to say, even 33 years in, they keep on figuring out ways to reinvent this performance. So if you want a little tradition, but a lot of invention, check out Black Nativity at the Penumbra. And let's scan ahead to Thursday, a musical legend holding court. What's going on Thursday, Tane?
So, Cornbread Harris and friends, as you said, Minnesota music. I don't know what words to use for Cornbread Harris at this point. Icon, legend, institution. So
check.
Exactly. This is a holiday blues show at the Hook and Ladder Theater in Minneapolis. It's very special, as you might imagine, Christmas holiday show. Blues show, though, which the holidays are a blues kind of holiday, I think. So this makes perfect sense to me. It is Thursday, December 18th. This is like the kind of thing that I feel like is going to be both very fun and very cool. Like, so if you want to do something cool for your holiday season, this is the thing to go to, I think.
And Tane, you are 100% right. Blues can be very fun, sometimes just facing some of the sadness with a joy and with a lot of people in the room, especially when one of those people is Cornbread. That is a pretty good situation. I know there's a nice blue tint to some things about Christmas, but I'd like to put an Afrobeat tint in there as well. Our man Obi Original is back at the Caboose, and the Caboose itself is back. Tane, have you ever had the opportunity to take in a show at the Caboose?
I have not. I bike by the Caboose a lot. And tell me more about the Caboose, Sean. I want to know.
I'm sure as you're driving your Trek Antelope by, there's a lot of bikers that are looking at you going, that ain't no bike, Tane. But here's the situation. It's a biker bar in some regards, but it's also just an institution for music on the West Bank that was dark for like half a decade, and it always put on like the weird shows, the shows where somebody was on their 9th record, the shows where Dick Dale, the surf guitar player, always played there. They just sort of got a different corner of the music world, and now they're back. I love seeing shows at the Caboose, and I love seeing Obi Original. He's a friend of the podcast. He DJ'd our launch party, but his group, the Black Atlantics, they headlined at the Jazz 88 stage at Taste of Minnesota this summer, and whoa, so many guitar players, so many percussion, so much vocals, and Tane, it's that perfect thing. I bet it connects to improv comedy as well. They are so loose and so tight at the same time, and you only get that when you have great chemistry built up, even if you're improvising. And the Black Atlantics with Obi Original at the helm certainly have that built up. On that show, Osa DeRay, Mac OC, and Ashini Bobo as well. Saturday is jam-packed. Tell me what's going on Saturday, Tane.
Oh my gosh. Saturday is the solstice. And here in Minnesota, we know about darkness, and we know the solstice, and we have a lot of things. But if you want to add a little light to the darkest day of the year, Powderhorn Park, they're having a winter solstice lantern parade. So it's the shortest night of the year, but some of the same folks who bring you some of these amazing festivals that you all have been a part of, the Bare Bones Puppet folks, the Heart of the Beast Theater, Art Start, Similia Center for the Arts, they are doing this, and it is a lantern parade. It's also advertised that there is singing and soup. Hopefully not necessarily at the same time. It doesn't work to have soup and singing at the same time. Powderhorn Park Rec Center, 6 to 9 p.m. Really nice way to celebrate the solstice and the changing of the seasons. Just you have to remember, every day after that is a little bit lighter, which is really nice. And speaking of finding light in something that I think is important, we have the celebration of life for Jelly Bean Johnson, who passed away earlier this year. And I know, Sean, you had a lot of connections and work over the years with him, and CityCast recognized him. So Gary Jelly Bean Johnson and his friends are inviting folks to come together on December 20th at Shiloh Temple up in North Minneapolis to remember him and his music and the legacy that he has left. It's a public celebration, and you can go to shilohtemple.com for more information. There's going to be special guests and a really beautiful eulogies of him. So that'll be a really special, I think, historic, I would say even, coming together of folks.
Tane, I know you are a great moderator, but I want to do you a favor and give you a little space to take that moment of us celebrating Jelly Bean Johnson, this icon in the music world and this icon in the Twin Cities, and move over to a much more lighthearted event. That would be weed Christmas cookies. So if I want to get high and eat cookies on Saturday, what am I doing?
It's not just getting high and eating cookies. It's getting high to make cookies. Getting high while making, I'm not sure. Yeah, the order of events is a little, you should go to the event. Cannabis Classroom Christmas edition. This is an event being hosted at PaviElle, Minneapolis, and it promises to be a cannabis butter infusion class plus Christmas cookie decorating. And so this is Saturday, December 20th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at PaviElle, Minneapolis, which is about 41st and Lyndale. You do need to RSVP, but you're going to get instruction in how to infuse your butter with marijuana from the Green Witch, one of my favorite witches, which is hard to say these days because there's a lot. And then you're also going to get cookie decorating led by food artist and baker Natty Cakes. So a fun full day. I was just about to say a fun full day for the whole family, but it's absolutely not. No, it's actually explicitly 21 plus. So.
And we started with the Jungle Theater. We're closing with the Jungle Theater. What's going down with Dinner for One on Sunday?
I am actually going to see this show before Sunday. This is a really fun holiday tradition. Dinner for One has been going for like 60 years in the UK as sort of a New Year's late in the year holiday tradition. It is a slapstick comedy show that has this story of a butler trying to help his person put together a dinner party. It is hilarious. It is partially improvised. Don't worry, Sean, it'll be fine. It has got really, really funny people attached to it. It's actually running all through December and into early January. They're doing a special New Year's Eve performance, but this Sunday, I just thought, it's the day after the solstice. You're looking for something to do on Sunday afternoon. They got a matinee performance. I do think that this one in particular would be really fun for the family.
We'd love your thoughts about some events that we should be covering in this week and going into the holiday as well. Send us a text or leave us a voicemail on the CityCast Twin Cities hotline, 612-217-0637. You might hear your comments in one of our future mailbag segments. Now we have a lot of holiday music to discuss with Keith Harris and PaviElle. Before we do that, we'll take a quick break. It's the holiday season, and there are a lot of difficult moments where you don't know what to get for that special person in your life. Aura Frames is a perfect holiday gift for those situations. You've been on the hunt for that perfect gift. You want something that's personal, but not so over the top that it weirds the person out. And that Aura Frame is an opportunity to give digital memories a new life inside a beautiful frame. It's simple to use. You just download the Aura app, connect to Wi-Fi, and you can put in a boatload of photos, videos, etc. And you can personalize that gift before it even arrives with a special message. And it comes with a gift box. It just communicates that you really care about the person. So don't wait. You can win the holidays this year with Aura Frames. And for a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com and getting $35 off of Aura's best-selling Carver Matte frames. These frames were named #1 by Wirecutter, and when you use the promo code CityCast at checkout, you get $35 off. That's auraframes.com with the promo code CityCast. Now, this deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames do sell out fast. Order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. And be sure to support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. PaviElle, what is the best holiday treat to find in a break room?
Pumpkin bread with raisins.
Oh, you had me until raisins.
Man,
Keith
you
Harris.
gotta have the raisins. You got to. Like, what? They're plump and they're juicy.
Speaking of plump and juicy, I'm talking to Keith Harris. Keith Harris, what is your favorite holiday treat to find in the break room?
Wow, I wish I had as definitive an answer as PaviElle does. She's like going in there with a mission. I don't even know what a break room is. Like a break, but I don't know. I'm just like a trash compactor. I'll take anything that's just sweet. I'll just like throw it in there and I'll eat them all.
Even stuff with raisins?
Oh yeah, I got no problem with raisins.
What's your take on candy corn?
Candy corn, it's candy. I'll eat it.
Come on
care.
now. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
I thought we had a critic here, but we obviously have somebody who has no
Well,
standards.
I'm not a food critic.
Okay. That is PaviElle, CityCast contributor and the undisputed queen of Rondo, and Keith Harris, an owner-editor over at Racket. And we're going to start out by sorting out a top 5 of Twin Cities holiday performances.
Christmas is here. Christmas is here. Like music to my ears, I see Santa's reindeer, the best time of the year. Oh, Christmas is here.
That is right, Javonta Patton. Christmas is here. Javonta Patton is one of many amazing Twin Cities musicians who have made awesome Christmas albums, in Javonta's case, a live album. He's also a top-selling gospel artist who hits the top of the Billboard gospel charts regularly. Now it's holiday music time, and in the Twin Cities, there is no shortage of great holiday tunes. And when we decided we would try to craft a top 5, I thought, who better to have talk about this than 2 walking, talking music encyclopedias? In my life as a musician and as a radio host, I am really comfortable saying that PaviElle and Keith Harris are 2 of the most knowledgeable and insightful people I've ever talked with. You guys are awesome, and you know your stuff. Got to ask the first question, though. PaviElle, what are you looking for out of holiday music?
Oh, warmth and nostalgia. Yeah, I think, yeah, you need that. You need something to evoke the feels, but also something to evoke the memories, right? Yeah.
No raisins. Keith, what are... Sorry. I'll stop. I'm so sorry.
Come on, man.
Keith, what are you looking for out of holiday music?
Yeah, I think PaviElle really nailed it there. It's like the stuff that you listen to as a kid, like the Christmas music that you listen to around the house, that stuff really sticks with you. But it's also another fun thing I noticed is listening to the little mix you sent us, Sean, is that we think of like the past as like the past, but like people record Christmas songs that sound like the moment, and then 20 years later they sound like the past. Like I was listening to Alexander O'Neill song that you sent us, and it's like, oh, that sounds so like 1986. It's like perfect, like the little time capsule there. My one quibble about Christmas songs is I always wondered like why like snow songs always kind of sneak in there for holiday songs. You know, it's like we could be listening to songs about snow here like most of the year. So it's like, why do you have to listen to like Winter Wonderland? Like, why is that only a Christmas song? Just something to consider.
Well, we like to cast a wide net, so there's certainly some snow songs that make their way into this little bit we're going to be doing. I agree with you. I agree with you, Keith. I agree with you, PaviElle. There's that nostalgia tactic, and then there's also the fact that I want a song that I think is jamming, is actually enjoyable to listen to. Mm-hmm. So, as you know, I'm a trained scientist and data specialist, so I have created a Hallmark jamming continuum. So I'm going to need 2 scores from both of you for these next 5 songs. The Hallmark scale is on a scale of 1 to 10. How much could you see this song being in a montage during a Hallmark movie? And then jammin', on a scale of 1 to jammin', how much does the song jam? So that is the question. Our first one is from Mint Condition. It's called Little Drummer Boy. Here's the potential Hallmark scene. There's a music director at a church in Chicago, and he wants to bring a little bit of his native New Orleans to the service, but he's butting heads with the choir director, and love ensues. But this is the music you hear as he first is getting the band in shape. So check out Mint Condition, Little Drummer Boy.
Ba-rum-pa-bum-bum.
All right. PaviElle, Hallmark, scale of 1 to 10. How much is that in the Hallmark?
Maybe 6.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Scale of 1 to jammin'. How jammin' is that song?
10.
Okay. So
And
that's
Stokely probably
60.
did some drumming on that too.
I'm guessing Stokely handled that. Keith Harris, how about for the Hallmark? What would you give that tune?
Yeah, I think that's even a little less Hallmarky than PaviElle does. I'll give it a 5.
All right.
Although I liked your setup. It's a good plot there.
Because it could work. But I would see it at like a end song. That'd be before credits,
Right.
a jam, everybody's dancing.
Totally.
You know, I would put it at the end of the movie.
All right. And then, Keith, give me your jamming score for that Mint
Oh, that's
Condition
a 10.
tune.
I mean, it's jamming.
All right.
Off top
Okay.
too, like second one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was just like, what?
You just heard the drums and you're like, all right, we are in
we're
good
here.
hands.
I mean, just that intro, like, you're there.
Any second line, anything from New Orleans, I'm sorry. We're just going to go ahead and give that a pass.
All right. Andrew's Sisters, we're going to hear Winter Wonderland. The kid thought they didn't get the train set in time for Christmas. And then she looks out the window on Christmas Eve night, and Grandma has set the whole thing up outside. Hit it, Anna.
Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snow.
All right, we'll start with Keith because you pointed out that I had to get some Andrew's Sisters in the mix. What's the Hallmark rating on that tune?
You know, I don't know. I think it works for a movie, but I'm not sure it works for a Hallmark movie, is what I'm thinking. You know, it's like, so I'm going to give it a low Hallmark score. I'm going to give it a 4 Hallmark score. But I think like for the intro to like maybe sort of like a semi-ironic intro to like a modern Christmas movie, I think it would work. But yeah, I don't think it's quite, it's too like classic for Hallmark.
Okay. Is the Andrews Sisters on the jammin' scale? Where do they land?
They jam a lot with Bing, but this particular song doesn't what?
Oh, it was just hilarious. I've never in my life heard somebody say they jam a lot with Bing Crosby, and that's cool. It just took me to a different level. Yeah. No, I just never have heard that in my life, that Bing Crosby be jamming, and that's the first for me.
There's some jamming there,
Yes.
but this does not jam. This sort of, again, it's not a negative, but it floats. So on a jamming scale, I'll give this also a 4.
All right. PaviElle, give me your Hallmark scale for the Andrews Sisters.
So I also agree. I think this is more something I would say this is a commercial for Christmas time, right? This is something I would play, or like something like Batteries Not Included, something like older folks that, maybe, she put together the house and everything's fine, and her husband that's been gone for 6 years returns, and like, I would put that there, and she have a nice little dance with him, and, it's like whimsical. Like, I would totally have that for that, but not for a Hallmark movie. It is a 3.
3. And now give me the jammin' score for the Andrews Sisters.
This one, I'm also going to say a 3 because I've heard them really turn it out as far as the harmony is concerned. Bugle Boy, Company B, kicks behind. And so hearing this one, it was a little straight. Right. Yeah, it was a little too straight.
Yeah, because they can swing.
Because they can sing. And they're from here, right?
They're from the north side of Minneapolis. They went to North High.
That's so cool. Sorry. Okay.
All right. So before we do this, we're going to hear Thomasina Petrus in just a moment. But PaviElle, you pointed out that Thomasina Petrus is a joy year-round, but brings out some special skills around the holidays. In fact, when I was hunting on YouTube, I saw her singing at Calvary Church, and it was wonderful. And we're going to hear a clip that she did actually during the pandemic, like standing in front of her car. But PaviElle, for a moment, could you talk about the importance of Thomasina as a vocalist, especially around the holiday season?
Oh, God. So Thomasina is a Christmas gift in herself. She just is. She's the kind of person that will do for the community anything that she can to be present and to be loving and to be of service. And that's through her song and just through her work. I think one of her best Christmas gifts out of all her music is her cashew brittle. Just to be quite honest. Whoa. Especially the green apple one. Like, who makes green apple cashew brittle? You know what I mean?
Raisins?
No. This doesn't require that.
Okay, we're all friends here. I just want to point out that I know Keith said raisins, but I thought he said reparations, and I was like,
also that, yes, yep. Happy holidays, everybody.
PaviElle, one of the true joys of interviewing Thomasina Petrus is you'll be like, what'd you have for breakfast today? And she'll be like, oh, I had Thomasina's cashew brittle. You got to check it out. Like, she is, the woman sells, and I love it. Like,
and she's got a jingle.
Yeah.
Thomasina's cashew brittle. She does. I used to run it on Jazz 88 all the time because that's what we do. That's what we do. But Thomasina is the mom, and I used to sell her albums, and I was like one of her roadies growing up as a young artist kid. So, I'm always biased and just preferential.
You don't need to be biased to love Thomasina. The woman is amazing. So we're going to hear her singing in front of her car during the pandemic when nobody could do performances. So there's some garage noise, but Hallmark has the budget to take that out when they use it. I want you to envision a lonely woodworker who's crafting a new creche for the town after a fire. Now let's listen
What's
to Thomasina.
A creche?
Creche is, that's the whole thing of a manger. The manger in the like, I'm struggling in my Christian words here, PaviElle, but
like
in the whole
scene, right?
Yeah, it's like the whole
That's what
setup
it's
is the
called.
creche. Yeah.
Okay, I just was always like nativity scene.
Yeah.
Let's check it out with Thomasina Petrus.
This child that you delivered would soon deliver you. Mary, just say no. Don't do it. Don't carry. Don't go through it. Mary, you're a child. Meek and mild. Don't understand who you'll give birth to.
How does
All right.
someone sing like that? I've
It's-
asked this for many years. How do you get your tone and your timbre like that?
I can barely talk.
All right, run it, PaviElle. What are we giving for the Hallmark scene with Thomasina Petrus?
10, because I would be in shambles mid-song. I would be done. I was on my way to done, and I was like, we're on camera.
And the jamming rating goes up because she starts snapping like
Yes.
a minute
Totally.
in. So let's get that jamming rating for you, PaviElle.
Can I get a 12 on that? Just for a cappella and the fact that she was her own band and she did that in a parking lot?
Yes, we have ruled that is acceptable.
She had her own, like, what's that word? The reverb? She had reverb in it.
Yeah.
Like, that was real.
All right, Keith Harris, give me your scores. Hallmark for Thomasina.
Yeah, I'll give that an 8 for a Hallmark score. I think that could. I mean, I don't know that I'm seeing a different scene than you are. I'm not specifically sure. It seems like it seems like the scene like where it seems like things aren't going to work out with the couple, and you like see one of them like sort of, but then like it comes back later, and of course there's a happy ending. So that's what I'm hearing there. In terms of jamming, like you said, like I was like, oh, this is so beautiful, but I can't say it's jamming. And then the snaps came in, and I'm like, it's jamming. So yeah, I'll give it a 9.
All right. Doing pretty well, Thomasina Petrus. And honestly, somebody's a vocalist when their response to the pandemic was, I'll sing in a damn garage. Like, I'm just going to do what it takes to communicate to my audience. So
The
hats off
acoustics
to you,
are so
Thomasina.
good.
And I could totally see like the person bringing the wood while she was doing that, like the labor and the time that it took. Like I could totally see the scene, like as she was singing. Like that was just really special.
See, Keith, PaviElle likes my scene. Okay.
I know. I didn't say it was a bad scene. I'm impressed with your ability to just churn out Hallmark. These are
That's why I'm
actually
like, you're in the
more.
wrong business.
There's actually more variety here than I expect from a Hallmark movie, honestly.
While we're talking holiday music, I should mention we'd love to hear your favorite Twin Cities holiday music performances. Send us a text or leave us a voicemail. The CityCast Twin Cities hotline is 612-217-0637. There are more holiday performances to rank, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. One of my personal favorites, Lowe's Just Like Christmas, and I'm envisioning a long driving montage where a separated couple starts as just, we used to be together, but now we got to go visit, a child of ours or something. But then they like start holding hands and they're looking at each other. This is Lowe with Just Like Christmas.
It was just like Christmas. It was just like Christmas. It was just like Christmas.
Tasteful sleigh bells. Very subtle drum machine work, I believe, from Alan Sparhawk. Let's start with Keith. Keith, give me your Hallmark rating for Lowe's Just Like Christmas.
That's a very Hallmarky song. Like, I would give that a 10. Like, I can totally see that scene. There's something, and I mean, there's something kind of cinematic about Lowe. Like, I've I remember the first time I visited Duluth, I was driving around listening to Low, and I'm like, wow, this is really like a soundtrack to this city. Like it really clicks right in that way. Jamming? You know, like it's got the sleigh bells, it moves. I'll give it an 8.
All right. Let's see where PaviElle lands. How do you feel about the Hallmarkness?
I definitely think it's like an 8 or 9. Maybe let's say 9, you know, because it's totally that. And I could see the like holding hands or like, you know, making their way back to each other through the chord progression. It was just the way it was. It was almost like awkward but loving, but this is weird but not, you know, we're getting back together, like, you know, oh, this is cool. And that's what it felt like. It felt like
how did that feel again?
She sees my vision though, and I love that.
She does. You do. Yeah, I mean, we're at odds. We're constantly butting heads here, but you know what? Like collaborate.
We're always going to be tight though, Keith, because we like raisins. we got a bond.
We got the raisins.
That's set up.
We got the raisins going for us.
Yep, forever. Jamming.
And then give me the jamming scale.
I think it's like a 6. It's not quite jamming, but it's not jamming, but it's like perfect Christmas music. You know what I mean? Like I think it's not a jam. It's a specific Christmas song that has the appropriate hokiness and, you know, sleigh bells and on it's Christmas. You know, it has that feeling.
We love it. All right, last one. This is Robert Robinson. Yeah. Great voice, incredible part of the Twin Cities, incredible part of the world music scene at this point. Go back to that first movie. The choir director is now showing the young folks how it's done. That's what I'm envisioning for this picked up version of We Three Kings.
Star of wonder, star of night, star with a royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
I'd like to give the bass player extra points for that. Guide us to, just well done, whoever that was. Keith, Robert Robinson, Hallmark rating.
I can see like the one sort of like trouble kid who like he couldn't convince. He's like watching it and he's sort of like surly about it, but then he slowly is like getting into it. He's like, all right, I can't resist the power of Christmas. Like I totally see it. So yeah, I'll give it a 9.
Ooh, all right. And how about a jamming score?
Yeah, let's give it jams. I give it a 9. It's hard to, you know, it's like the thing with jamming doesn't feel like so much of a continuum to me. I feel like things kind of jam or they don't jam.
Yep, exactly.
Like it's hard to like halfway jam.
Wow. Sage wisdom. And also just reminding you, I think we all acknowledge that the Andrews sisters jams, as you know, so they're on that side of the jam continuum. Let's find out where PaviElle lands. Hallmark rating for that Robert Robinson bit.
Oh, totally. Yeah, 9. Because that I see it at the end, you know, where they're naming all the people in the choir. and the silly stuff they do, the showing the scenes and stuff. Robert's up there, shining bright. Yeah, I love that.
And then how about on the jamming scale?
9. I give it a 9. And that's because Robert Robinson is my teacher and he was my former mentor. I used to sing, I was his soloist for city songs, his youth choir.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we did the Basilica of St. Mary together in 1994 and we opened up for Maya Angelou. 10 years old.
Oh my God. That is, what an opportunity. And just for a man with pipes like that to also make sure he connects with the next generation is really wonderful. Yeah. So. I can't do math, so we're just going to pause for a minute while I put up the totals real quick. So I did the first one, and then I was like, I better just focus on this. All right.
Wait,
condition.
Wait, don't you add things didn't you used to add things up for a living, basically, Sean?
What?
As a trivia person?
Oh, yeah, I did. But I wasn't, listen.
Wow, so I don't know. So if you ever lost at Trivia Mafia, like maybe hang on to your seat and double check it because.
Okay. This is.
Said double check.
Yeah.
It's somebody from 15 years ago, like, hey, you got me at Ferns.
It was great to have you on CityCast once, Keith, but.
You're already pushing it with the raisins comment, Keith.
I want that $5 drink voucher, damn it.
All right. Stokely, we need your drum roll because it was such a tasty drum roll. Coming in fifth, Andrew's Sisters with Winter Wonderland, getting a total score of 22 points. Okay, coming in fourth, Mint Condition, 31 points. Very respectable, very well done. Coming in third with 33 points, Low with Just Like Christmas. Coming in second with 36 points, Robert Robinson. Well done, Robert Robinson, and thank you for the work you've done with the next generation of great vocalists, including our own PaviElle. And coming in first, Thomasina Petrus in a parking garage, but what a performance. 39 points. Well done. Bravo, and thank you all for humoring me through this very strange, hilarious situation.
I'll never listen to Christmas music the same way again.
Never. Okay.
Where's it on the jamming scale? You got to know.
I know.
PaviElle, would you like to give an honorable mention to T. Michael Rambo? I couldn't get my hands on his music for this situation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Shout out to T. Michael Rambo, who also has a wonderful Christmas CD. I believe you can get him off of his website and just look him up because T. Michael Rambo is a huge celebrity. Everybody knows him.
And that 2003 record is called The Gift of Christmas with Love.
Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. Yeah, I used to sell that CD too.
That'll do it for today here on CityCast Twin Cities. I'm your host, Sean McPherson. Tane Danger, PaviElle French, Keith Harris, we thank you for being here today. If you want more news delivered right to your inbox, just subscribe to the CityCast Twin Cities newsletter. And if you enjoyed today's show, why not share this podcast with someone who loves sleigh bells? We'll see you back here tomorrow for more news from around the city.